Two of the best in the history of the sport, right now, at their best. Our tale of the tape for our main event of the evening. The French-Canadian-born welterweight champion, George Rush St. Pierre, 27 years old. The Hawaiian-born UFC lightweight champion, BJ the Prodigy Penn, 30 years old. A significant reach advantage will be enjoyed by George St. Pierre.
All right, gentlemen, we've been over the instructions. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions. We will have a clean fight. Touch gloves, let's make it official.
How good is this? Wow. St. Pierre, Penn.
Man, I got some serious goosebumps.
Tell me about it. Herb Dean, our referee.
You ready to fight? You ready? Let's do it.
Very effective in the clinch in the first matchup with St. Pierre in the black trunks, Penn in the white trunks.
BJ has excellent takedown defense, but George St. Pierre has improved his wrestling dramatically over the years.
Title fight scheduled for five-minute rounds, exchanging knees early. These two future Hall of Famers in the prime of their careers. Many believe as the fight goes deeper, St. Pierre gains an advantage. Only time will tell if the fight does go deep. Looking for a single. Great takedown defense with his flexibility is BJ Penn.
Go grab the shorts.
You hear BJ screaming, hey.
Yep,
George
get off the
St. Pierre
shorts.
was grabbing his shorts. Incredible flexibility and takedown defense that he showed in the Matt Hughes fight was really shocking to a lot of people. Matt Hughes had a leg, he had a single on him, and had his foot twisted up towards BJ's hips, and BJ's still hopping around on his other leg like nothing was wrong.
So successful with his takedowns. George St. Pierre out wrestling some of the finest wrestlers in mixed martial arts today.
George again trying very hard to complete that takedown. BJ landing a little right hand over the top.
How significant has our sport become around the world? George St. Pierre, recognized as the 2008 Canadian Athlete of the Year.
It's so crazy how far the sport has come since you and I have been involved in it, Mike. We both started out at a similar time. And back in the old days when we were in these little tiny arenas and there was no one in the crowd, would you have ever imagined this?
Not a chance. It's a testament to our leadership, to our great fans, and to the tremendous athletes and competitors in the game today. And these are two of the best of all time. St. Pierre tries to come over the top. Watch for the jab of BJ Penn.
BJ also has very elusive head movement. He's very good at moving away, moving just out of range and coming back and countering. And again, George working hard for that single, switches to a double. And BJ's balance is just outstanding.
It's unbelievable, Joe.
Well, it isn't when you talk to people that have worked with him, guys like Randy Couture that say, you know, he has a hard time getting him down. And then when you do get him down, he springs back up to his feet like a jack-in-the-box. I mean, when you're the 155-pound champion and the former UFC heavyweight champion has a hard time getting you down, I mean, that's just incredible.
That's a great point.
He's a talented dude. Maybe one of the most talented guys in the sport.
Perhaps the most naturally gifted. As far as the talent and the skills, the most naturally gifted athletic fighter could very well be George St. Pierre.
BJ Penn is very naturally athletically gifted too. He just doesn't look like it. You know, he doesn't look like a bodybuilder like George St. Pierre does. And George St. Pierre looks like he's sculpted out of granite, whereas BJ looks like, you know, regular athletic guy. but unbelievably physically talented. You're talking about a guy who won the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu World Championships for the first American ever, and he won it after training for 3 years. I mean, it's amazing to get your black belt after training for 3 years, but to win the World Championships as a black belt after 3 years, that's just unheard of. These guys are once-in-a-lifetime athletes.
45 seconds remains in round 1. St. Pierre grew up mentally after his first fight against Matt Hughes. Was also a disappointing loss to Matt Hughes that turned around the career and the dedication of BJ Penn. Leg kick. Final seconds of round 1.
Interesting first round.
A round in which St. Pierre is trying to take BJ Penn down.
Listen to Greg, listen to Greg, listen to Greg.
Okay, calm your breathing down, my friend. Lots of water. There you go. Okay, calm your breathing down. You won that round very well. Listen to me. If you want to take him down, you got to pick him up, but don't even worry about that. Okay? Kickboxing. You're doing all day. Kickboxing. Take a round and strike him.
And you need to explode it. After he pushes on the fence, explode with the punches out, okay? Come out with the punches, okay?
Make him dead.
Check those kicks, bro.
Greg Jackson, Rudy Valentino in the corners of St. Pierre and Penn.
Interesting advice from Greg Jackson. He said take a round and kickbox him.
Will BJ look to establish the jab here in round 2? There's one. Changing levels a lot is GSP. Got caught with the left. George, the game plan is simple. At least it's being displayed so far. Clinch, work. Try to break down BJ Penn.
Well, first of all, BJ doesn't even look a little bit tired. You can see that his conditioning is up to flight. I mean, it's only second round. And the fight really hasn't been that grueling as of late. He's on his back. Rubber guard, mission control.
Tremendous Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner, BJ Penn.
The people who have trained with BJ say that his legs are like extra arms. That the incredible dexterity and flexibility that he has is really hard to deal with. But the posture and strength and wrestling of George St. Pierre is something unusual as well.
Good elbow. Both coming off highly publicized, well-documented, very successful training camps. St. Pierre connects to half guard.
He passed. Wow.
Side control, GSP.
That's incredible. BJ staying calm on the bottom here.
Great position of control here by the welterweight champion. Knee to the midsection.
See how BJ is throwing that foot over and towards the waist of George St. Pierre?
Yeah.
He's trying to do what's called a jailbreak. It's a position to get yourself out of side control, but he's unable to do it so far. He gets back to guard. Wow, how much has this sport changed? People just cheered when he got back to guard.
And now he closes it. St. Pierre looks to posture up. "95 seconds remains in round 2. The Prodigy very calm, Joe.
Yeah, he looks like he's just relaxing and biding his time and trying not to blow too much energy.
The pride of the South Shore, St. Isidore, Quebec, Canada, George St. Pierre.
And he passed BJ's guard again.
1 minute remains in round 2, a round that has belonged to the welterweight champion.
There's the jailbreak. See how he uses that? Gets right back into position to guard. Very nice. It's so difficult to do. The chant of GSP.
Come on, BJ, you gotta scramble.
Penn in front of his own corner.
20.
Cut underneath the eye is the Prodigy.
This is one of the first times I think we've ever seen BJ Penn cut.
Good round 2 for George St. Pierre.
Let's take a look at the replay here. Big left hand by George St. Pierre, and here's the knees to the body. He used those very effectively against Matt Serra, and we see them here as well. Bam! Ground and pound by George St. Pierre. Just a complete domination in that round by GSP.
There's a water on his body.
You gotta work the fence.
BJ Penn looks exhausted, Mike.
Joe, which is somewhat surprising, because we've talked about BJ's commitment to fitness. George is a much bigger fighter. Walks around at 185. BJ, you've said before, his best weight is 155. He weighed in at 168. Oh, nicely set up.
BJ's nose is bleeding right now.
He clinched in round 1. He took Penn down in round 2. Now he's trying to work his striking here in round 3, mixing it up as St. Pierre.
Nice jab.
Boom. Quick jab by Penn. Can he get him down again? Yes.
And he does.
Can he pass guard again? He's halfway there. It just amazes me, the takedown artist that St. Pierre has become. Arguably the best takedown artist in mixed martial arts, and he doesn't have that natural wrestling background.
It's incredible. He's not just the best takedown artist, the best wrestler in MMA.
To the point where his home country of Canada actually talked to him about, you know what, why don't you wrestle with us in the Olympics?
Yeah, it's just a credit to his discipline, his athleticism, his intelligence, his ability to objectively look at his skill set and find the weaknesses and improve upon them. And his willingness to compete with the very best in the world at every single discipline.
His head trainer for Oz has said he's never late for a workout, he's always ready, and he always works his tail off.
I mean, he really is a blueprint for the future MMA athlete. He's a guy that is outstanding at every single aspect of the game.
You always need to be careful, though, when messing around in BJ Penn's guard.
It's so slippery now at this point, though, Mike. You know, the third round, covered in sweat. It's so easy for GSP to shrug off that high guard. You know, unless you have knee sleeves on and ankle tapes, you know, unless you have something that's going to provide you with some traction, it's very difficult to hold a guy in your guard, especially a powerful, explosive, naturally larger man like GSP.
Hammer fist. Penn trying to get up, and he does. St. Pierre so disciplined with his game planning so far here.
Let's see if BJ can take GSP down.
That is one place St. Pierre does not want to be, on his back with BJ Penn on top of him. BJ always brings that knee up, Joe, to kind of prevent his opponent from being able to deliver a knee in the clinch. There you see it again.
Yeah, that's an incredible thing that he does because of his balance. The fact that he's got this incredible leg dexterity and this amazing balance. He just holds that leg up there like he's preventing it with an arm.
Another takedown.
GSP's got him down again.
St. Pierre in his career, 5-0 in fights that have gone the distance. It's just about a year ago that St. Pierre enjoyed the greatest moment of his fighting career. His revenge in his title defense against Matt Serra in Montreal. Tonight, a victory could surpass that magical night.
Big elbow.
Even round one, round two St. Pierre. So far, round three. Again, the advantage GSP. Just methodical in his attack on the prodigy.
GSP just took a look at the time.
Joe, we're headed to the championship rounds. Round 4 is a minute away.
What you want, BJ?
Three. Get your mouth here. Get your mouth here. Get your mouth here.
BJ.
Three.
You all right?
How you doing?
All right?
Hey, PJ, this is all in your mind. Your mind's strong. You're in shape to do this, bro. You turn this around. You turn this around, BJ.
BJ, let me get your nose.
Let him get the nose. BJ, look at me. Win this round or no? Come on.
Hey, what does
gotta
letting
win
your
this
hands
round.
go mean? What does letting your hands
Let it go,
mean?
BJ.
You go for broke.
Come on.
Okay, when you come out, you strike with him, but we're winning this fight, okay? Strike with him a little bit, unpredictable. Then take him down.
You're in shape, George.
Okay, guys. Okay, mix it up.
Nice. Look at this beautiful fake jab. And another jab.
Round 4, quickly coming out and establishing the center of the octagon, the welterweight champion.
BJ Penn is starting to look discouraged, and George St. Pierre is looking fired up.
Caught him with a jab, followed with the kick. What we have not seen is Penn utilize what we thought on paper might be a speed advantage. But St. Pierre's doing exactly whatever he wants to do so far in this fight.
Look at this pass, just outstanding. I mean, let me tell you something. BJ Penn's guard is notoriously hard to pass. He's legendary for his guard, his ability to hold guys in place, and he can't do anything with GSP. GSP's got him inside control, and Penn is getting battered.
Better watch the strikes to the back of the head. St. Pierre.
Don't hit the back of the head.
In another advantageous position.
This is the position where BJ Penn got stopped by Matt Hughes.
Lot of time, Joe. 3.5 minutes remains in round 4.
You know, I'm just incredibly impressed by his ability to control BJ on the ground.
Nearly got to the mount
Bro,
there.
if you hit the back of your head again, I'm going to stand you up. Do not do it.
BJ brings it back to half guard. And George's going to pop that leg right back out again.
Wow.
And I like how he pushes off BJ's legs to secure the side control position.
You heard Herb Dean warn GSP about the strikes to the back of the head, so he goes to the hammer fist.
BJ, you have to do something. You need to fight back.
There you see him telling BJ that he needs to fight back. I don't think he can at this point. I think he's just exhausted.
St. Pierre. Has absolutely dominated rounds 2, 3, and so far here in round 4.
His confidence in his ability to pass the guard makes him open up too, because once he gets back into BJ's guard, he's very confident that he can just pop his leg back out and get to a dominant position again. Look at that. I mean, come on, man. Has anybody ever done that to BJ before?
Absolutely not.
The thing we're seeing about George St. Pierre is he's getting better. That's the scary thing. Not only is he one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world and the dominant welterweight champion, he improves every time we see him.
That was one of the questions that was asked, because there was so much written and talked about this fight, Joe, is who has evolved more since the matchup in 06? I think the answer is quite evident so far in this fight tonight. It's George St. Pierre. Just under 90 seconds remains in round 4.
And what this is a testament to George St. Pierre's discipline, his focus, and his work ethic, because no one works harder than this guy. And we're seeing it right here. Again, passes. I mean, that's just incredible.
Once questioned if he was mentally strong enough to be one of the best of all time, George St. Pierre has answered, and answered assertively.
Well, you know what? He's made mistakes in the past, but the thing about George St. Pierre that I find most impressive is how honest he is about those mistakes.
Yes.
When he talks about fights, he's very honest about the emotions that go through his head. He even spoke about the first BJ fight. After the first round, he said, "I was hurt and I was scared." How many guys say that? How many guys talk like that? It is that honesty that he has, not just with his fans, when he's communicating. Look at this. BJ's getting battered here.
He might just finish it, Joe.
But he has
seconds
that kind
remaining
of honesty.
in round 4.
He has that kind of honesty with himself as well, and that's why his skills continue to improve. He's not delusional.
Herb Dean might stop this.
As long as BJ keeps moving, he's not going to stop it.
10 seconds remains in round 4. We're going to head to the 5th and final round. St. Pierre in full control.
BJ Penn is getting crushed.
The doctor's asking him if he knows where he is.
DJ, you want this? DJ, you want this fight?
Okay, I want the doctor to look at it. I want the doctor to look at it.
You know, his corners ask him if he wants this. Of course he wants it. I mean, that's not the case. I don't think physically he can pull anything more out of his body. The beating that he's taken from St. Pierre, the pressure.
It's all over!
Wow.
Herb Dean has stopped the fight! George St. Pierre has defeated BJ Penn!
Wow. I wonder what happened in between rounds. I wonder if BJ said something to him. I wonder what made that decision.
Joe, you made a great comment right at the end, though. You said, I wonder if he can do anything with the beating that he had taken. George St. Pierre, victorious here tonight.
You fucking swear! I love you! Tonight, champion! Tonight!
The doctor took a look at BJ Penn. Take a look on our fight replay. Watch behind in the corner of BJ Penn. Yep, that's it, done.
His brother cut it off.
Yep.
You know what? And that's an excellent decision. Why let him get beaten down and knocked out? Why let him take unnecessary punishment? And like what I said before, I don't think he had anything left in his body to pull out.
Just total domination turned in by the welterweight champion, the French-Canadian George Rush St. Pierre. A disappointed but still extremely proud Hawaiian, the lightweight champion, the prodigy BJ Penn. Bruce Buffer with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, at end of round number 4, on the doctor's advice, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest, declaring the winner by TKO and still the undisputed UFC welterweight champion of the world, George Rush St. Pierre!
What a champion.
I'm here with the champion, George St. Pierre. This was the biggest fight in mixed martial arts history, the biggest fight in your career, and you put on the most dominant performance of your career against one of the toughest guys in the sport. Just an incredible, outstanding performance. Give us your thoughts on the fight.
Well, my thought on the fight, I've been training for this fight since September, so I had a lot of pressure. This time, you know, last time I fought him, I won in a decision. This time I really wanted to take him out, and I'm glad that I did it. He's very tough.
It was an amazing performance, and one of the most impressive parts about it was your domination of him on the ground. Were you surprised at how easily you passed his guard?
First, it is not the key. BJ Penn is a world champion in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So my strategy was in the first 2 rounds to make a wrestling match with him, because he's got very quick hand and he's got his shoulder is made for boxing. So because he has small shoulder, by making him wrestle, all the blood would have go in his shoulder and it would have become stiff and his hand would not come out as it is usually. So my first 2 rounds was wrestling, then after I was going to take him up, pick him up, standing up.
Ladies and gentlemen, the UFC welterweight champion of the world, George St. Pierre.